Yo, what is up everybody, this is Gladiator Thyraz and I am back to World of Warcraft after a long break. I quit during WoW because I didn't really enjoy the game. I know I released like a few WoW videos, but that was mostly old content. Like whole Thyraz 7 was mostly old content, but I didn't play the game for about a year or something. I am back to try Legion out because, you know, I've played this game since 2006 and I've played, my first serious character was a Druid, and I think you guys deserve a Boomkin PvP guide for Legion because a lot of things have changed. Actually, I lied like fuck there. We're actually still the fucking multi-dotting AoE class. I had hopes that we would cast more in this expansion, but it doesn't actually seem like it. The only really important cast that you want to get off is the full moon from your artifact weapon. So this weapon has 3 charges, and the first ones are quite weak. I think a Star Surge hits more than the second charge even, but the third one, it is such a big burst ability that, I don't know, it's so hard to actually get it off in PvP, especially in arena, but once you do, I mean, shit just dies, man. And it really seems like it takes way longer for healers to top players in this expansion, so it doesn't really matter if they don't die instantly. So try to get that shit off whenever you can, because you will not be casting a lot as a balanced druid. You will be trained. And if you played balanced druid like me for a long time, you will be used to that. So yeah, I didn't actually expect anything other than being trained for this expansion as well. It just sucks that they removed like all the survivability we had. I mean, come on, we don't have treant roots. We don't even have Vigil. That's like, Vigil was so good because when they went offensively on me, I would just pop Vigil, use my damage cooldowns and try to like just out pressure them while healing me for some of the damage I dealt. So it was a really nice counter, but we don't really have that much anymore. So it is gonna be tough to play balanced druid. It definitely will be. But I've always kind of both hated and enjoyed being like the underdog in PvP, because once you get high rating, you know, it just feels way better than playing some fucking stupidly overpowered comp. So let's go over the talents real quick here. I found that Warrior of Elune is the best you can go with, because look at Starlord, it's clearly made for PvE. So if you do PvE, maybe Starlord is better, but for PvP, Force of Nature seems a bit weak. And the Warrior of Elune allows you to just pop all your cooldowns, use 2 Star Surges and then 2 Lunar Strikes, and yeah, you have a lot of instant damage. So our damage during cooldowns is very reliable. It's very easy to know what kind of, like, how much damage you're going to deal once you do pop your cooldown. So that's good. In MOP it was really RNG. You just popped and you hoped that you would get some Star Surge procs, but yeah, this is way more reliable. For the second row you need to go with Displacer Beast, because Renewal will probably never be very viable in PvP, especially now that we have like no survivability whatsoever. So Displacer Beast is still great, and I know it's really easy for melees to catch up on you even though you Displacer Beast, because now we don't have instant roots or anything except for mass entanglement, but that just breaks very easily. But the way you use Displacer Beast is very, very important if you want it to be useful to you, because if you just randomly, you know, just teleport away, the melees are gonna be back at you after like 1 second anyway. So spoiler alert, I will be making a video on arena positioning for casters and how to use Displacer Beast properly. Alright, for the third row, I would say that for Battlegrounds and World PvP you should go with Restoration Affinity, because you will drop like never before if you don't have any sort of healing. The 10% damage reduction from Guardian Affinity is really not worth it unless you have a healer on you. So that's why I would personally pick Guardian Affinity for arenas where you have a healer keeping you up while being trained all the time. Another reason why this is really good in PvP is that you will have to use fewer globals. I mean, back in the days we just had to spam so many fucking non-damaging and just supportive abilities, and it's really annoying just running around trying to regrowth and spam rejuvenation and shift out to Swiftman. So that's gonna save you a lot of globals and just allow you to just focus on damage instead, and I think that's great. So yeah, Restoration Affinity for World PvP and BGs and stuff like that, and Guardian Affinity if you want to push arenas. Unless it's 2s, then you probably won't be playing with a healer, so whenever you don't have a healer, just go Restoration Affinity. For the 4th row, I am going with Mass Entanglement right now, and that's simply because, as I said, we will be trained and it will be really hard to cast, and our Solar Beam is very, very important to get off. But not just randomly Solar Beaming people, you also need to keep them in the Solar Beam. And that's what you need the Brute for, so... I mean, you could use my trick and go with Wild Charge, because the bear form version of Wild Charge is an unbreakable root. It doesn't break from damage or anything, so not a lot of people know about that trick, but yeah, you can just go bear form, charge something, and then instantly beam, and they will be stuck in the beam for 4 seconds, unless they trinket or something. But personally, I would just go with Displacer Beast, because it's very important for your very little survivability that you have right now. For the 5th row, I am going with Incarnation at the moment. But I will be playing LSD2, so I'm gonna be AoEing a lot this expansion, so if I feel like Incarnation just doesn't help me out that much, then I will just go with Soul of the Forest, since it reduces the astral power cost of Starfall. And once you've unlocked your honor talents and stuff, Starfall will probably do a shit ton of damage, so that could be worth it. I have not experimented in rated arenas, obviously, since they haven't even opened the new season yet, so we will see, but I think Incarnation will be the best choice to go with. Stellar Flare, still not that great, but we'll see what happens. It's a new expansion after all. 6th row, I would go with Astral Communion and bind it into your one-shot macro, because that's what's gonna allow you to just pop Incarnation, do 2 Star Surges in a row, and then 2 Lunar Strikes in a row. Because remember, Star Surge gives you a buff which increases the damage of Lunar Strike by a certain amount, so that's just a great combo to have. I think Shooting Stars could actually be worth it in LSD2, but this all depends on the comp you're playing. If you need fast burst, obviously go with Astral Communion, because if you want to kill someone in like a setup or something, if you're playing like Boomkin Rogue, you want to be able to play very fast, so yeah, I think Astral Communion for comps like that, and Shooting Stars might be the better choice for damage over time comps like LSD2. But I'm still not sure, because I need to experiment with this in Arena, and I will as soon as the season has opened for us, so I guess I'll update you once I know for sure. Okay, for the last row, we're going with Stellar Rift, and that's because I want to power up my Starfall like crazy. I'm gonna go with the Honor Talent with 30% more damage on Starfall as well, so this is gonna be awesome. I can't wait to melt people down. I think Nature's Balance is fucking useless, to be honest. That's probably better for PvE or something if you wanna keep your dots up and not have to reapply them all the time. I don't know about Fury of the Loon, it doesn't seem that great, to be honest. I think it would certainly be a fun ability to play around with. I'll probably record some gameplay with Fury of the Loon. I haven't played around with the talent too much yet, but this is mostly common sense, to be honest. I've been playing Boomkin for every single expansion, and I just feel what's gonna be the best choice. Right, let's move to the honor talents. Alright, I know I have adaptation right now, but don't pick that, because that will make your trinket automatically be used on any CC that is 5 seconds or higher. And sometimes you just wanna sit CC, I mean, it's not always worth to trinket. And if you wanna trinket something lower than 5 seconds, which you do want to do every now and then, I mean, if you get a great opportunity, you might want to trinket something lower than 5 seconds. But the thing is, I found out that if you do, the cooldown of your trinket will be 3 minutes instead of the usual 2, so I don't like this talent at all, man. So just go with Gladiator's Medallion. I don't think Relentless is that good, to be honest. It's not gonna be that much of a game breaker in my opinion, so just go with Gladiator's Medallion so you can choose when to get out of your CC. Second row, I'm going with Mind Quickness at the moment, and I think I will stay that way. I don't think I'm gonna go for Initiation, or especially not Train of Thought, because as you see, damage increased by 15%. Being attacked will cancel this effect for 8 seconds, and you're gonna be trained, so yeah, I don't think that's gonna help more than Mind Quickness will. So that was a pretty easy choice for me to make. For the third row, I don't actually want this talent, but I haven't unlocked any of the other ones yet, so it could actually, I mean, I'm not gonna ditch this talent completely. It might actually turn out to be worth it in 3v3 arena. But right now I just feel like Druid of the Claw would be better. I like Shapemender, it heals you for quite a lot of health once you pop that bear form. Because that's what I always did, I always jumped into bear form when I had the Shapemender glyph, because it actually heals more since your health in bear form increases by a shit ton, so that's gonna affect that talent. But I still think Druid of the Claw will be more useful. I mean, yeah, it's nice to get healed instantly when you jump into bear form, but it's not that much. And I mean, the reduced crit chance on you will probably reduce way more damage than you can heal back with Shapemender. But then you also have the chance to rejuvenate yourself while attacked, so that's a nice bonus as well. I am gonna go with Druid of the Claw once I have it. For the fourth row, I am going to go with Celestial Downpour. Starfall damage, you know, I'm just gonna go full AoE ham. I have an LSD2 team who wants to play with me, so I just want sick damage on my Starfall and just rot people down. I don't think Prickling Thorns is gonna be that amazing, because, you know, I prefer to use other globals than just spamming roots all the time. So I'm just gonna go with more damage on my Starfall. And Crescent Burn, I don't know. I guess the fact that you can use Moonfire in bear form makes this talent slightly better, especially if you go with Druid of the Claw and you just spam Moonfire on people, but I don't know if it's gonna be enough damage to be worth it. I am guessing Celestial Downpour is gonna be the thing to go with. Fifth talent, I think this talent is fucking shit, so I'm gonna go with Moonkin Aura. That's gonna be so nice, man. Whenever you Star Surge, all allies within 40 yards have their spell critical strike chance increased by 15% for 12 seconds. That's amazing, but I don't know how it's gonna play out, because I wanna use Starfall a lot of the time, and I'm also gonna have to keep up my Moonkin Aura for my team, so I'm hoping they are not gonna like collide too much and cause problems for each other. I mean, I wanna use both Starfall and Star Surge, but am I gonna have enough lunar power for that? I do not know, but I'm guessing Moonkin Aura is gonna be the thing. But if it turns out that we never have time to Starfall because we have to keep this fucking aura up, then I'll have to dump Celestial Downpour for Crescent Burn or something. Alright, last talent, I'd say Cyclone. I mean, we need a CC. But I'm guessing the reduced cooldown on Solar Beam could be very, very fucking useful against some Caster comps. So I'll probably use this against some teams, but most of the time I'm just gonna go with Cyclone. And Fairy Swarm is actually not that bad right now. It reduces the enemy's chance to hit by 50%, but I rather just get a clone off on, let's say a warrior, for example, is hitting your healer and you wanna peel, but I'd rather just negate his damage completely than reducing his chance to hit by 50% for 8 seconds. So Cyclone is probably gonna be the way to go most of the time. But yeah, either Summer Solstice or Cyclone. Alright, let's go to the artifact spec. This is actually not as important, because, you know, you're gonna get all of these eventually. So I don't actually care how I spec at the moment, but I think this is a decent spec. I went for the Starfall bonus because, as I said, I wanna fucking melt people. But when I look at Power of Goldrin, I actually want that so badly, because Star Surge already does, like, you know, decent damage. It's not amazing, but an extra 100k on that's gonna be really good. I just don't know what the chance of this ability has for occurring, so it might be shit. It might be fucking OP if it actually goes off a lot of the time. But yeah, we will have to see about that. But it doesn't matter, because, as I said, we're gonna get all of these fucking talents eventually. But I went down this way. I know a lot of people went the opposite, but I wanted the fucking Starfall buff, man. One thing I like is this is like a hidden survivability for us, because Innervate also grants your target 20% haste for its duration, so if you put that on your healer when you're in trouble, he's gonna heal you faster, and it's like indirect survivability for you right there, so that's great. Moon and Stars, I mean, it doesn't sound that great, but Incarnation is actually 30 seconds long, so if you just keep spamming spells, I think that's gonna add up, and it might turn out really fucking sick. Gear is not that important anymore, you just wanna focus on item levels, so just try to get that up, because you get more damage for every item level you increase, so you just wanna be prioritizing that. But I'd say Mastery is still our best stat, so yeah. Alright, I'm just gonna give you a few tips and tricks on Boomkin in Legion, since we have covered all the talents and shit like that. One thing that I found great is that when you bear form, you can actually use Moonfire. You can't use Sunfire, but you can Moonfire, so instead of running around being fucking useless like we used to in bear form, we can actually save some time by applying Moonfire to everybody. So that's a bit of a time saver actually, because we used to just go into bear form, and if we didn't have any dots up, we would have to do that job after we were not in trouble anymore, and that's just such a waste of time. So this is gonna save you a lot of glow balls. So when you go into bear form and you wanna live, and you're really not doing anything but running around just praying that your healer will keep you up, you just spam Moonfire on some things like that. And then once you go out, you can do the Sunfire. In the start of an arena match, or any PvP in general, you just want to get rid of the first 2 charges as soon as possible. So what I usually do in skirmishes right now is that I stealth in, just instantly cast either some CC like Cyclone or Root Solar Beam, and then get rid of my new moon charges and pop my cooldowns and just kill them. I mean, it's really hard to get off the full moon, because people, like, if they're not stupid, they will interrupt it. If you can get it off, it's definitely worth it, because it's your highest damaging ability right now. But yeah, if you're gonna be playing LSD2 like me, then not that much has changed. We just have way less tools to survive basically, so it's like it's always been, you know, Moonfire, Sunfire, spread damage, you know the drill. Just gotta get used to all the other classes, especially the new Demon Hunter. But anyways, hope you learned something. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.